Jay here for Stretford, Paddock, and this is it.
No,
this is the big one. Real Betis, Europa League, second leg of the last 16. Are you kidding me?
This is not the big one. It
doesn't get any bigger than this, Joe Smith, who's also joining me for this preview.
Yeah. This needs to be the small one. This needs to be the 1-1, fine. This needs to go under the radar with no injuries, with no red cards, with no suspensions. This needs to be the game where you end it going, did that even happen? I would be so happy if on that watch-along, and I won't be on it because I'll be in Marrakesh, thank you very much.
Look at me, I'm going abroad to Spain.
But I want to tune into that watch-along. I want to see you, I want to see Adam McCullough, and I want to see Nathan Ellington asleep. That's what I want. I don't want nail biting. I don't want any of that shit. This has to be boring, basic, done. It has to be. It just has to be. What do you think?
I think the complete opposite. I think, right...
You want it to be 4-1 to them,
This is going to be the game where you tell your grandkids, I remember that game against Real Betis, the second leg of the Europa. I remember watching it, and I remember that was the turning point in the history of Manchester United. That was where we started our third era of dominance. There was the Busby era, there was the Fergie era, this was the start of the Ten Hag era. This is it. Seriously. On a serious note though, because we're being very facetious, is this tie done? Is it over?
I genuinely am not being facetious. I honestly want it to be 0-0.
No, but is it done? You think
I think it must be.
Over. Because you had to go with me for saying it's a big one. Do you think
it must be?
What are we on about? We're not gonna lose by 3 goals because United never do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's my only worry is if we concede 2, I think we will concede 3. We have to keep this to 1. Do you know what I mean? If they score first, we can't let them score again because they'll score a third. Because I think we are still a bit fragile. But surely you put out a semi-strong team with the safe in the knowledge that, for instance, Casemiro can't play against Fulham anyway, so you might as well play him. We've also got 2 weeks off, or some or many or all of these players will have some time off over the international break that we don't normally have. Play a slightly stronger team than you think we need to. Keep it safe, keep it steady, win the tie. And it is done. It's one of those games where it's not lose-lose, but there's very little to win about this tie. Because the expectation is that we go through comfortably. And if we don't, it will be a disaster. And if we do, it will be, of course. So let's just not allow that disaster element to slip in.
Well, when you're saying about this, and this is what I get to, how important is it, that we have a result, we have a performance? Because, since the League Cup win, which was great, we're both there at Wembley, a fantastic day. Well, then you had the West Ham game where we sort of wasn't a great performance. You had the Scousers, which don't need to go into. You've had the disappointing 0-0. You've
also had the Arsenal game, which wasn't too long before that as well. You've had
the Arsenal game before that, if you want to go back a bit further. You've had, obviously, the good win over Real Betis. Then the massively disappointing 0-0 draw at home to Southampton, which also saw Casemiro receiving a 4-game ban. How important do you think it is to get another win? So let's get some sort of pick up a bit of momentum here, because we seem to have gone very stop-start. We were flying not long ago, where we were winning basically every game, and now it's like win 1, draw 1, win 1, lose 1. It seems to be a little bit like we can't get going again. How important do you think this game could be to rectify that?
Yeah, we keep saying this, obviously. We keep having these massive weeks or these massive runs or whatever. But I do think that this week before the international break will be a massive sort of perspective setter for the rest of the season. Assuming we get past Betis, which you'd have to hope we will, and you'd have to assume that we will. Then you've got the Fulham quarter-final. You're looking at another quarter-final in the Europa League, obviously. A semi-final in the FA Cup. Bank that with the Carabao Cup win that we've already got. You're looking at a genuinely incredibly productive season where we challenge across everything, where we exceed expectations in the Premier League. No one saw us coming fourth even. A lot of people said we wouldn't come fourth, should I say. And that looks somewhat comfortable at the moment. No one thought we'd win a trophy, or if we did, it'd be scraping it by the skin of our teeth. We comfortably won the League Cup. We've beaten Barcelona already. I think these 2 games will decide whether we go into that international break thinking, where are things going at the moment? Or, no, you know what? we're going. Things are still good. We've ridden the wave a little bit, and now we're going to push on again in the latter portion of the season. Because I want to be playing for things. I'm not going to be having to go at the manager or anything ridiculous. If we don't, we could lose these two ties before international break, and things are over for the season. But just from a Joe Smith perspective, I want to see us challenging into May. I want to see us in more cup finals. So I think it is massive for morale, and where we see the season going will be dictated a lot by this game, and then obviously the game on the weekend as well.
No, I kind of agree with all that, to be honest with you. I do want to see us challenging. I do want to see us lift more silverware.
Yeah.
And there is an element, beginning of the season, you say a trophy in top 4 and a snapped your hand off. That's fantastic. Now, even though I'll be happy we finish the season with trophy in top 4, it will feel slightly underwhelming. And let's not forget, one thing I slightly disagree with you, I am looking over my shoulder a bit in that top 4 race.
Yeah, me too.
Because Spurs and Newcastle, both, I think Newcastle have got games in hand.
That's why I said somewhat comfortable.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And it is a slight worry. I think that if you start racking up losses and draws, that can have a knock-on effect in the league as well. And all of a sudden, it can start to unravel a little bit. I don't want to get carried away because our league form, the sort of last 2 games aside has been overall quite good, but it's not perfect. So we need to be careful. With all that being said, give us your team for this one. Like you said, Casemiro, who's going to be suspended for the domestic games. You said this is a chance to play him. Who's joining him?
Yeah, so we've got. I've gone with what I think is a pretty heavily rotated side, but is also a very strong side. Yeah, or good players in every position. So I've gone De Gea. I've brought in Wan-Bissaka, which I still don't know who Ten Hag thinks is his first and second choice there. But I've gone with Wan-Bissaka. Then I've gone Maguire, Lindelof, Malacia, which I think undoubtedly all 3 of them are kind of rotational players. But Maguire and Lindelof have played dozens, if not maybe even hundreds of games as a partnership together, so they know how to do that, even if it's not the most comfortable. I trust them to win, or to at least not lose 3-0 to Real Betis. Malacia, I think, is a very good player. Then in midfield, Casemiro and Fred. I thought up until the red card, Bruno in that deeper role wasn't terrible, but once you now have this emphasis on keeping possession and not being erratic, Bruno struggled, I think, massively after.
My thoughts on Bruno.
So I'm pushing him further.
Absolutely love the geezer.
Yeah,
but I thought he was pretty poor.
Yeah.
Against Southampton, and he put us in danger a few times with rash, rushed passing that we didn't need.
I agree.
That game, if any game has summed up or has been a game where we really missed Christian Eriksen, it was that one. Yeah. Someone's just get hold of the ball, pick the right pass, keep possession. And sort of, Southampton were there for the taking. I don't want to dwell on it too much. Yeah. But we saw probably the worst traits of Bruno.
Yeah, so I've pushed him further up, playing him in that number 10 role. Then I've gone with Pellistri on the right, who I think deserves a start. Every time he comes on, he looks dangerous. He looks
at least lively, and he did very well against Betis when he came on and helped get Vegas that goal.
He did, and Ten Hag has sort of praised his work in training. He said that performance and that appearance was the result of some accumulation of very good performances in training. So let's reward those with a start. I've gone with Vegas just because we've got literally no one else to play there, and I've got Sancho as well because I think let's give Rashford a rest, let's give Varane, let's give Martinez, let's give a few players a rest, Luke Shaw as well. So that's my team. What are you looking at?
Mine isn't too dissimilar. I think the only difference I think is I've gone with McTominay instead of Bruno
and Martinez instead of
Lindelof. Sorry, so I've gone with quite a strong team, but again, I'm with you. I think certain players can come in, the likes of Delo, who's probably been sort of leapfrogged by Wan-Bissaka now. Malacia, I like Malacia, he's a good kid. Casemiro, you play him because this is the only game he's going to get to play in the next few weeks. Yeah. Fred and McTominay, I think, how does that work, you might ask? I think Fred's probably the furthest forward of those 3. McTominay can be a bit more of an 8. Casemiro sitting in front of the defence. I've gone Sancho on the left, Weghorst in the middle, and Pellistri on the right for some of the reasons you mentioned. I also think it's interesting with our wingers because the likes of Garnacho, Pellistri, I'm even going to throw Sancho in there, and Diallo, who's away on loan, but has been doing bits. I think he's injured now, but he's been doing bits at Sunderland. There's a conversation there next season. What is Erik ten Hag going to do? Yeah. Because he didn't buy any of these other than Ante, who obviously is his man, he's his guy. What's he going to do there? Who's he going to think, I can trust this kid, or this kid's ready, or this one isn't? Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with the sort of the wide players situation at Manchester United. But yeah, get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know your predicted 11. Real Betis, I don't want to talk about it too long. We know they're managed by an ex-Blue. They've got an ex-Blue in goal. They drew last time out, I think, against Villarreal, which, is an all right result. Iglesias on the score sheet.
Yeah, their top scorer.
Yeah, we saw what they're about.
Yeah.
I mean, did you think the scoreline flattered us a little bit, or where did you stand at the game at Old Trafford? Do you think that was a 4-1 win deserved?
Yeah, because maybe it was a 3-1 win, but then what's an extra goal when you're looking at? I think United deserved to win that game comfortably. Yeah, we made loads of chances. To be honest, no, actually, I'm misremembering it. I think it should have been 7 or 8-1.
Right.
I thought we sliced through them so many times. Weghorst missed some great chances. We had, was it Rashford who missed a really good chance as well? I think we should have scored more. Yeah. I think 4 was the minimum where you go, this should be comfortable now, because a 2-goal advantage is easily doable. 3, you sort of think, if we score a goal here, it's done.
Yeah.
Whereas I think we deserve to be in that position.
I agree, because some sound like the only reason I ask is because some people were saying 4-1 really, but Weghorst could have had 7.
No, it was. We absolutely battered him.
And I think there was an element of we're getting away with this. It's like we don't need to panic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We had a little bit of a ropey sort of spell, and it wasn't a vintage Manchester United performance, but by and large we were good value for a win.
Good.
And I love when you've got someone like Marcus when he's on it like that. It wasn't a great game by Marcus, but it was almost like he went, right, I'm going to get a goal here. Get a goal.
Pop it in.
Yeah, and then it sort of calmed everyone down. I know obviously they were back in the game, but you get my meaning. With everything we've discussed and all that being said, give us your score prediction, please, my friend.
Like I said, I want a boring, pedestrian, turn it on when we need to, 1-1 draw. And I'd absolutely bite your hand off for that right now.
I'd like a win.
Yeah.
I would. I know obviously we always want to win, but I think away from home our form isn't that great. Home, other than the Southampton game, we've been very good. We tend to win all our home games. Away from home, we've had some ropey results. Obviously, the Liverpool game, the Arsenal game you mentioned, the Palace game, the Barcelona game.
Barca, even though
you know what I mean? Like, away from home, we ain't that great. So I think go to Betis and just doing like a nice little 1-0 win will do us. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we can still go away from home and play decent teams and beat them. So I'm going to go 1-0. Get involved in the chat in the comments, let us know. Film yourself on your phone like that, 30 seconds. Just give us your name, give us your score predictions, send it to paddockmatchday@gmail.com, and we'll use that as part of our pre-match build-up. Joe, where can people find you?
Sloppy Joe's podcast, new episode out today, so check that out.
Go and check that out. You know where to find me. I've been Jay, that's been Joe. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.